Hello, everyone. My name is Mandrell Birks, video production teacher here at Eliot-Hine Middle School. We're in the Eliot-Hine Network studio. We launched the first TV program that's run solely by middle school students. Had the opportunity to take two groups of students to Los Angeles, California, to conduct the interview on the red carpet at the NAACP Image Awards and the Creative Arts Emmy Awards. Now, here in the studio, we interview a large amount of influential people, politicians, and just guests that help to inspire the kids and learn more about video production. All right, so our topic today, of course, is business over brand, youth creatives in action. I just gave you a little bit about myself, so I'm going to introduce you to a couple of my students who I consider them my most prized possessions. They just heard me say that. But I do love working with them along with my entire class. But ladies and gentlemen, please introduce me. Matter of fact, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Ailee Johnson. I'm 14 years old, and I will be graduating this year.
Yes, you will. All right. I'm so proud of you. Okay. Now, young man.
Hi, my name is Luther. I'm 13, in 8th grade, also graduating, hopefully. Yes, I am.
I believe you are, because you know the interesting thing about you two, and I'm going off script, I wrote recommendations for you both. And I just want to let you know that I'm looking forward to what you do in the future. And I'm hoping that you will be very successful. And I'm looking forward to that. And I want you to come back and tell me what you accomplished, okay? All right, first up, first question, how did you learn about the program? Ladies first, Ailee, how did you learn about the program? And what made you sign up for the program?
Oh, so I had a cousin, Anna Brown, who attended this middle school not too long ago.
Yes.
She's in college now.
Yes,
and
she is.
I remember she was telling me how at Eliot, they have this media program. And at the time in 6th grade, I wasn't really interested in anything else. So I was like, why not? I'll sign up for media. And I ended up loving it.
Really? I didn't know you loved it. I'm glad you loved it. I do remember Anna because she was one of my stars as well. So, Luther.
Oh, well, I think it was in 6th grade. I was just looking for something to do after school because I would go home and just be there. And I think it was right after soccer tryouts or something like that, that I was like, oh, well, I didn't make it on the team, so I was wondering what I was going to do, and I heard about the Student Television Network Club, and I think I just decided then that I would just sign up for that because really I didn't have anything else to do, and it's been great.
Good. Thanks for the eye contact. I really appreciate that. All right. So moving right along, we have, what have you learned? All right, Ailee, I'm going to go to you, and I'm going to go to you, Luther.
Well, I have learned the wonders of social networking and how knowing somebody can always get you to somebody else.
There you go.
And I have also learned more about editing software, creating B-roll, editing it, and kind of producing small shows.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Talk to me, Luther. What have you learned?
Well, I think I've just learned, all the stuff that I plan to go to high school for, like technical design and production. I think the only reason I got interested in all that was because I signed up for STN. And I think, really I've learned stuff.
STN, Student Television Network.
Yes, Student Television Network. I
remember when you signed up. Was it what you expected?
I think it's a bit more than I expected in a good way. I think it's I
had fun I enjoyed practice.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. I was just I didn't really know what to do as an after-school club, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll try this. I guess I'll sign up. And I think it just taught me a lot of stuff, like, technically and sort of just how to work with a team well and how to cooperate with a bunch of different people.
Let's give people some insight on what practice looked like when we were practicing for STN, Student Television Network, but unfortunately it was canceled right when we went into the pandemic, and we were gearing up and we were prepping, we were practicing over and over weekly. Everybody was coming to my room after school. So, Ailee, give them some insight on what practice looked like when we were preparing for Student Television Network competition.
Well, it would be Mr. Birks giving us the entire after-school time limit that we had, giving us a camera and a mic cable and saying, go out, you have a script, make some questions, have somebody be the director. We would go around asking random people after school, hey, can we interview you really quick for this so we can finish this before our teacher gets mad at us so we don't have anything? And we would just be there.
You know what Mr. Birks is like.
Oh, of course. And then, you know,
you were telling people that.
And then after, we would always go in, sit on our little iMacs that we still have.
Right.
And we would sit there on iMovie and create as much of a show as we could at that time.
And you had a deadline.
And we always had a deadline.
There you go.
Always.
All right. Okay, so who or what advice, before I get into who inspires you, what advice would you have for young creatives, for the young minds who, you know, were just like you just before you hit the 6th grade and you walked into the studio? What advice would you have?
I'd say really just come up with something that you're really interested in. And I think the hardest part out of all of this stuff that we're doing is just doing it.
There you go.
Like, you can find all the plans and you can get everything together. You just need to go out and do something.
Well, that's it, yeah.
That's really...
And what about you, Ailee? What advice do you have for, you know, young adults that were in your shoes, 6th grade, walking into this huge school?
Definitely don't be nervous, even if it seems like something that you may not like later on, because there's always other things that you can do. But if you really enjoy doing something, you should stick with it. Make friends with the people who are around you, because you're going to be around them a lot during that time. And, you know, do what you love.
Good. I love these answers. You know, other than me, other than myself, who else inspires you, Luther? And I'll go back to you, Ailee. Who inspires you?
I think Pierre Lambert. He's a photographer, a street photographer who goes out and spends hours outside taking pictures and walking around. And although it's not directly related to some of the media stuff we're doing, it's really like he just tries to be open with a bunch of people, and he just sort of, he always seems to have motivation to go and do something. And I think sometimes that's a difficult thing to find. So whenever I'm like, oh, I don't know if I really want to go out and film, or if I want to go out and take pictures or something,
or
I
have
just...
eye contact with the person that's interviewing you?
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm here. Did I cut you off? I'm so sorry. I can bring it back. Hey, while he has his moment, thank you, sir. So, Ailee, back over here to you.
Oh,
Luther,
great.
stay right there. Don't go anywhere. So, what advice? No, we did that one. Well, yeah. Did you handle the advice for the young adults?
Yes, I did.
You did. Okay, so has this program changed, you know, what you wanted to be when you grow up?
Really?
It won't hurt my feelings.
I know.
You know, but it might. But go ahead.
So, starting off in 6th grade, I really didn't know what I wanted to do as a job. And then later I was like, oh, I want to be like a reporter for news. And then like later on through like the quarantine and things like that, I was like, I want to do biomedical engineering.
Good. Yeah.
And I was like, I know it's not media, but it's something I still enjoy as like a little hobby of mine. So I still love doing media, but I really would like to become a biomedical engineer.
Good. The whole opportunity is, well, the whole idea for this project-based learning is to make sure that you guys have options, and that you know that, you know, you understand this field, you've been in this field as a young adult, and you could possibly do it if you want to. You may want to change your mind. It may be something that you do at the internship, but then gravitate towards what you major in. But just know you have options. So, Luther, what about you? Has the program changed what you want to be when you grow up, or no?
Well, I mean, when I first started it in 6th grade, I think I was definitely focused on science and engineering, which is something I still love, but I think it really got me into filmmaking and production, and I think that's probably something I'm going to do or going to want to do at least.
Yeah, good. You can have, and I love the eye contact. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, good. Yes, I'm going back to that. So what is your favorite part about the process? Thank you, Luther. What's your favorite part about the process? Is it pre-production where we're practicing, post-production, or just interviewing in general? Because I do remember I was so proud when we went out off-site and we conducted some interviews. You knew your mistake when we said cut, and you knew the lines that you needed to state before you even looked at the script, which I think is amazing, and that's one of the skills you really need to know.
I'm definitely more of a let's just do this so I can get it over with person. So I'm definitely a very proud supporter of doing the interviewing.
Okay.
So of course I'll always be like, I'm ready, and if I find a mistake within my speaking at the moment, I'll know what to say next time if we have to cut and start over.
Yeah.
But regardless, I always find that the interviewing is where really all of it happens besides the pre-production and the post-production.
Got it. Cool. Sounds good. What about you, Usual? What's your favorite part of the process? I know you always hovered in the background, and
I did.
I do.
Like most of my life.
Yeah, always. But you know, there was one time where you were in the chair, and that's why I remember, because you always were in the background, but there was a particular part where you were at the table. So what is your favorite part of the process?
Well, I mean, I kind of like all of it, really, but I think post-production is one of my favorites because, I mean, that's always what I was doing. I was always editing. But
you literally, I remember when we were practicing in class, when you were here at the table and some of the kids were making mistakes.
yeah.
And you were
I got so many.
No, this is your
I was
part.
like,
No,
come
this is how it
on.
goes. And I didn't need to send the technical director in because you were literally
I was the
guiding
technical
them.
director
You
at
were
the table.
at the table. But that means you're a perfectionist and you know what's right and what sounds right. And that's a part of the learning the whole process as well. So what has been your favorite project to work on?
Definitely a lot of them, for sure.
Okay.
But personally, my favorite was during my 6th and 7th grade year where I did the Minecraft Aviator Challenge.
Really?
I really do enjoy playing video games a lot. And
Okay.
if I get to create something, it also makes me happy because I'm a very design-based person. I
Okay.
like having all these things done at a certain length, certain width, certain height, certain color. So definitely being able to replicate that in my favorite game was something I really enjoyed.
Good, because you know what? I want to let people know that took a very long time, and that took a large, it took a chunk out of your weekend. They had to work together as a group. People were doing parts. They were assigning things. It's not as easy as what you think it is, but I'm glad you said you like that because that took time and that took a dedication. But when you look at that final project, it was an amazing project. I still think it should have won first place, but
I'm mad we got, what did we get? 3rd?
I think it was 3rd place.
I'll take 3rd place.
Yeah.
I'm not
works,
happy with it,
you
but
know.
I'll take it.
3rd place is always good. I'll keep it there. I'll keep it right there just for Luther's sake. But again, it was a large amount of work. It was a national competition. You guys got to work together and collaborate and create a final product. Luther, I'm on to you. What has been your favorite project to work on?
I think, I did really like that Minecraft project a lot. I love architecture and design and all of that. And I do remember when we were doing it, it was during virtual learning for the first project.
That was terrible.
And
Brutally honest.
some of my teachers on virtual learning, I remember I would stay up every night till like 12 to 1
Studying?
or something,
Definitely not.
playing Minecraft.
Oh, playing
I mean, we
on
had
the
it.
project.
On
We
the
had to get it
project.
done.
Okay, yeah, that's right, because you had a deadline.
And
Yes.
then I would wake up every morning at like 8 a.m., roll out of bed, and
Thinking
go over
Minecraft.
to the computer so I could get on the 8:30 start of
Advisory.
virtual learning.
Right.
And they'd be like, Luther, why are you so tired? I'm like,
Let me be the first to say I apologize, but I'm so thrilled to hear that.
yeah.
At the same, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so what, Ellie, what about you? What guest, what are some of the guests that you've interviewed and worked on so far, just to give people an idea?
Well, I interviewed Tucker Barnes during my 7th grade summer.
Okay, and Tucker Barnes works for?
Fox 5.
There you go. Okay.
I also interviewed the IB coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed Stacey Lee Banks, the owner of Lee's Flower and Card Shop.
Yep.
And I also interviewed Vidya Ailee, who works at Ben's Chili Bowl.
And that was an off-site interview.
It was.
Luther, you were... You were doing what within that interview? You were handling the what?
Camera. I was often there because, you know, I like to sit and hold the camera instead of having to talk and be presentable to everybody. I was the cameraman for the Ben's Chili Bowl interview and the Lee's Flowers interview, pretty much all of the off-site interviews we've done. And I've done some stuff when we were just doing stuff here in the studio, and I've worked
Who's the
with
people that you helped to interview, for the interview to take place?
Well, there was also Master P.
Okay.
That was...
just
You
that
were in
movie.
front of that.
Just
Yeah,
Master
just,
P, you know.
You know, just
Mobile.
Master
Which-
P, you know,
Master P,
completely
yeah.
forgot about the mayor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How?
And the mayor.
That was-
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, and the mayor.
Sorry, Miss Mayor.
Right, okay. We'll apologize. This is not my fault. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I was the technical director for the interview with the mayor and the ribbon cutting for the...
Mayor, go ahead and say Mayor Bowser.
Mayor Bowser,
There you go.
yes.
Okay.
And the ribbon cutting for when Eliot-Hine's renovation was done.
There you go. Okay.
And I was sitting at the table interviewing Master P. So,
Right. So which
you
one?
know.
Who was your favorite? Who was your favorite and why?
Oh, we're picking favorites now.
Yeah, just, you know.
I can't really say I have a favorite because, you know, I put all my effort into each interview, so I can't say, oh, I like this interview more because I put more effort into it. So I'll say they're all my favorites.
All your favorite. What about you, Luther? Do you have a favorite?
I may or may not think that the Ben's Chili Bowl one was my favorite. Totally not related to the fact that we got to eat food afterwards and be out of school.
But you took over that project.
It
because
was
when I gave you the
fun.
camera,
It was
you
really
were
fun.
All over.
I love that
In
project.
the kitchen while they were cooking.
Yeah, I got to watch someone make a chili dog.
Yeah.
Great experience.
Wonderful.
amazing.
Okay.
In case I ever need to work at Ben's Chili Bowl, you know,
there you
with
go.
my media dreams.
Talk about a plug for a job.
Ben's Chili Bowl. Hey,
So funny. Okay, so what if you weren't in this program? What would you be doing with your time?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, well, I actually, you know what? I take that back. Hold on. At the beginning of the
Brutally
year,
honest. Go ahead.
At the beginning of the year, if I wasn't still doing STN, I would be doing cheerleading for sure.
Okay.
I would have been with Miss Harris, Miss Burke, and Miss Jackson, and I definitely would have been there, being a base and being a back spot, having the time of my life there.
There you go.
But if it were to be now, since cheerleading is over, I'd probably be at home.
Okay. And Luther, what, if it weren't for this program, what would you be doing?
not much, honestly. I would probably be attempting to do similar things and failing.
No. Yeah, hopefully not.
Hopefully not. I mean, I've always been interested in cinematography and filmmaking, and I've tried to do some of the similar things, but I just I don't know. It's so much better to work with a team and work with a group of people.
Yeah, because you were like a techie before we really got into the video production side.
Pretty
of it.
much. And
you were the computer guru.
I
of the
kind
go-to
of.
You were the
guy.
guy we had
honestly,
to edit
I'd
all of
probably
our
be,
videos.
I'd
Yeah.
probably be sitting at home on my computer.
Yeah, he's the
which
guy.
I do anyway.
He's the guy
But-
with the server that's faster than anyone's in the neighborhood. Okay, and the amazing chair. And all of
put a
that.
nuclear reactor in our backyard.
No.
Power supply
Oh,
in our house.
okay.
No, do not. Please cut that. All right. So moving on to my last part. Again, I wrote you guys recommendations, and I really hold dear to writing recommendations, but I was so impressed with your work ethic from 6th grade to 8th grade, and I don't write a lot of recommendations. So just know that I wrote that because I believe in you, Luther, Ailee, I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to accomplish. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do in high school. I'm looking forward to seeing your GPA. I'm looking forward to seeing you graduate. I want to hear about it. Make sure your parents reach out to me. You can reach back out to me. Hopefully, I'll be retired at some point.
You have another 13 years still.
At least 13 years. Now, where'd you hear that number from?
Oh, you told me.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Okay, maybe I did. So before we leave the program, this is my best part of the show, I believe. And you guys got a chance to understand from the students' perspective, because this is the first time we did it where I interviewed my students to really get their thoughts. The joke of the week, which I'm going to leave to Luther, and hopefully you guys are going to crack up. I mean, you're going to fall out, and then you're going to fall over, tears,
sliding
crying,
down the
and
wall.
everything. There you go. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Luther Beckett.
Yay!
Yay! The joke of the week, everyone. Here we are. Go, Luther.
Okay, gotta get real serious for this.
Okay.
Oh, he's getting serious.
Okay.
So.
Shh. I'm laughing already. It was great. That was good. Was that the joke? Never mind. Okay, go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, Luther.
So a kid is participating in a talent show. He walks up onto stage, steps forward and says, "Hey, is there anybody named Michael in the audience?" A few guys raise their hands, some in the back of the audience, some near the front. He steps back and says, "This concludes the mic check."
Oh my God. Okay, all right. Oh, that was funny. Wow, that was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Luther. Please go grab your tissue. Okay. Yay. Wait. Before we cut, Jalen, come out of here. This is totally out of protocol. The technical director.
Come here.
He's looking like, you call me, I'm recording. What are you doing?
He looks scared.
Is it locked?
It is.
We are really going out of whole studio protocol. Put your mic down. I will. Yeah. Go open the door because it's locked, which it should be. Yeah, there you go. And we want to introduce you to Jalen, who is our technical director. He's behind the scenes because, as a studio, usually you have so many people working in the background. Jalen, come and say hi.
Come say hi, Jalen.
Hey, look,
This
it's
is
Jalen.
Hi. Yeah, he's a great kid. Jalen, you did your first interview. The great thing about that was when you were prepping for your interview, your dad went to go get your first blazer. Is that correct?
Well, actually, I was with my mom.
Okay.
And, we went to go get a blazer. It looked real nice, and, yeah.
And when you came in, you looked so proud. It looked like you felt good.
You looked dapper.
There you go. Thank you.
Distinguished
See? It's
gentleman.
not just me here. Okay. Thank you. So you're doing a wonderful job as the technical director. Now go back to your job, please.
Oh.
Thank you. And don't slam the door. All right. So
You had your 15 seconds.
there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my crew for a minute. I teach classes from 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, and the productions can get very large, but that's what we do here at the Eliot-Hine Network. Now that you've learned a little bit more about us, check out some of our work. I'm Mandrell Birks, and this is the Eliot-Hine Network. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you, Luther. Thank you, Ailee.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
for having
me.
us.
All right.
Us.
Wow. That's another joke. Okay, cut. Mic's down.
Woo!
As the founder of No Limit Records, you sold over 100 million units worldwide independently, created films, and trained and played in the NBA. How did you manage to do this and keep your eyes on the prize?
You know what? You got to manage your time. It's all about time management. I tell people everybody has 24 hours. What do you do with your time? And education. Education is so important. I tell people all the time, don't pray for money, pray for wisdom. Knowledge and information will get you to where you want to go.
If you think back over your career, which accomplishment meant the most to you?
The most accomplishment for me is going to college. I think going to college because that's where I received my education, to take it to a higher level, and I think I was able to use that as I went on with my career and create my business and my brand.
Okay.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Eliot-Hine TV on Ustream.
And the District Knowledge Network.
I'm your host, Jalen.
I'm your host, Amelia.
I'm your host, Ailee.
Our show topic today is Brown versus Board of Education.
Joining us as a guest on the show is Assistant Attorney General Christian Clark.
Our first segment was Understanding Assistant Attorney General Clark.
Our second segment is Separate is Unequal and Unconstitutional.
How does segregation by law violate the 14th Amendment in the Constitution?
Such a great question.